What's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. How you guys doing? Thank you for clicking on the video. We got some community drama for you guys, all about bans. What better to talk about on a Monday here than bans? Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Sorry for not uploading a YouTube short this weekend. Actually took my son away for a couple days. We went whale watching. We saw 5 humpback whales. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. But you guys didn't come here to hear me talk about whales, did you? Anyway, what you're seeing on the screen behind me is a screenshot of a DM conversation between Sandbox, who is a Clash Royale pro player, and Max, who is the community manager who works for Supercell and Clash Royale. So he says, "Hey Sandbox, I checked with the support. You and Lucas have been banned because of match fixing." So Lucas, X Gamer, and Sandbox both banned for 31 days because of match fixing. When you faced each other in the global tournament, you purposely didn't attack each other to draw, which is against terms of service. Ban is valid. Nothing I can do here. Sorry. Contact support button has been added to your message. If you want to contact them, I sent the same thing to Lucas. So there we have it. But don't worry. A day later, boom, thread. After talking with the Fair Play and support teams, we decided to revert both bans for Sandbox and for Lucas Gamer. So wow, both bans have been reverted. Let's see what else Max had to say about this topic. Why? While tie trading is not a practice we want to encourage, a 31-day ban seems like a too harsh punishment. Okay, what's the matter with tie trading? Even if this is not impacting the ranking, it can impact other players. A player cherry picking his opponent he's sure to beat while tie trading with others can be considered as rankings manipulation. I can't really argue with that, Max. That being said, the sanction was disproportioned because of some miscommunication between teams and misunderstanding of the situation, me included. This is now clear for everyone. I think when he says teams, he means Supercell teams internally. So what is the rule exactly? Tie trading in global tournament can result in disqualification from the tournament. Tie trading in ladder is now for now tolerated, but we will look into this more closely as it can be harmful to the general health of the leaderboard, as explained above. So now nothing can result in a ban. Tie trading will DQ you from the tournament, okay, and tie trading in ladder will for now be tolerated. Well, geez, that's a slippery slope that for now be tolerated, because what about people who bought, you know, cheap gems years ago and then got banned 2 years later? Might that be a case for, I think that's not, safe to say that's not going to be the case, but it is, you know, for me, if I was a top ladder player, which by the way, I'm not. If I was, I'd probably tie trade because everybody else tie trades. You know, sometimes I'll have guests on the channel here that will have more ties than actual matches played as I'm recording them, you know? So everybody does it. And is that a reason to do something because everybody does it? Of course not, you know, of course. But if everybody jumped off a bridge, Ash, would you? Well, it depends on how high the bridge was, I guess. But no, of course, I get that. But it's a weird kind of a lot of gray area here, which is why this is a very challenging issue to talk about. And I'm almost going to ride the fence because you can totally make a very coherent argument both ways. Let me do that for you guys right now because there's another big topic that I want to talk about after this one. Let me try to be succinct with this. The part of me who's anti-banning people for drawing on ladder is this. First of all, randomly banning 2 players for doing this when thousands of players do it every day, I think that was a bad decision. I'm happy they reverted the bans, but there's a lot more where that came from. Stay tuned, because there's another big issue there. I applaud them reverting these bans, right? Because I don't think it's very weird. It's almost like cherry picking, right? It's just totally random, seems very arbitrary to me, right? But let's just say I was playing against Clash with Shane and we saw each other on ladder randomly. And then he texted me, dude, my Wi-Fi went out. Sorry, bro. And I go, it's okay, man. I just want to play. We'll take a draw here. I'm not trying to beat up on my friend, you know? If that happened, would we be susceptible in the future to being banned? You know, that's tie trading. We decided to make a tie because he lost internet, you know? It's a very slippery slope here. I know that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about purposeful tie trading, like, you know, the players both agreeing to take a tie. However, there is also no doubt that it is matchup and ranking manipulation, right? What if you're somebody who knows 50 people on top ladder or 200 people on top ladder, and you have tie trading agreements made with almost everybody who you could have a difficult matchup against or who is a really good player, etc. And then you bully players who maybe, you know, they're at the top of their little bubble of trophies and they're going to come back down, right? So it's really not fair when you look at it that way either. So I really can't argue with Max's point as well. So again, just like a lot of things in life, gray area is okay. That's why I feel like this is a challenging one. I really want to hear from you guys on this. Do you think that, I've already told you that I think it's good they reverted those bans for those players because they just need to have a policy that's stated, not like this gray area that it's okay for now and then it might be banned for live. Who knows, you know? So for me, we have that kind of right now. Let's talk about the other issue though. And this is a big one again. First of all, just reading some of these responses. Sir CS says, totally agree with you on this matter of tie trading being kind of a manipulation. And thanks for reverting the bans. 31 days and being out of CRL would not be fair at all while thousands of people do the same every day. Again, backing up that point that thousands of people do this. But La Bacati is the first one that makes this point. It was the first thing that I thought of, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, you know, watching right now, you understood that you did a bad decision and you unbanned these players. Good, but with your own team proves that your TO's terms of service can change. Sorry, guys. Lapicati's Russian. Basically, he's saying that you'll, because of a mistake, you can unbear a famous player. And this is so unfair. I remember when your team said the decisions are not negotiated. So basically what he's saying is, and what I tried to butcher, you know, reading out loud, is that sure, if you're a famous player with a big name who can, you know, get in touch and notify the community manager and slide in the DMs and everything else, sure, those players will see a ban reversal, but what about everybody else, right? You know, we go on, and Romain says kind of the same thing. That's unfair to all the random, quote unquote, random players because they have a lot of followers. They can get their bans reverted whilst all the others can't. Even though that's a good decision and you made the right call, which again, I agree with, it shows once again that players are treated differently, right? And then we have players just simply applauding the decision. We have thank you for your transparency from SK, just people being very positive here, Tag as well, Eric as well, everybody being appreciative of this. And then again, we just have a lot of people, okay, why do we even have to manipulate it at all? Just kind of play the games the way they're intended. No cheating, no kind of cheating, no manipulation, don't break terms of service, no hacks, and the list goes on. This is Dougie D YouTube. He's actually a YouTuber, shout out to Dougie D. My whole thing with that is, again, it's a slippery slope. As I mentioned earlier, if you just can't have draws, you know, you're liable to be banned for a draw. What is it, only top 1,000 players? And how does that work? You know, how does that work? To me, this is just my gut feeling here. I know people like Dougie D are gonna disagree with me, and I respect your opinion because I totally get it. But to make agreeing to draw somebody who you know, who you're friends with in real life a lot of times too, a bannable offense, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's the appropriate thing for me, especially when everyone else is doing it, right? They need to just make it across the board, right? But even if they made it across the board, you cannot draw. There's gonna be a lot of, like, I feel like a lot of situations where people get unfairly banned as well. So I guess it would have to be like people repeatedly drawing a bunch of matches in a day, all on top ladder. I don't know, but I do agree with Dougie D's point at the same time. I said I'm kind of on the fence with this one, right? Because just no cheating, no manipulation at all. Of course, that's what we want to have happen in a perfect world, right? That's what we want to have happen. Look at this guy. This guy, he's really going in on it. Wow, when Lucas is wrongfully banned, the community managers initiate a multi-department conversation to rectify the issue that caused the wrongful ban. And when a random tries to recover a lost account and get questions wronged, they get an account phishing ban, which has happened to several people. And when they appeal the ban, they get no multiple chat closures, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, the in-game support leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it, guys? Have you ever gotten banned? I just know that I know that a lot of people have reached out to me. A lot of people have reached out to me with the same kind of complaints, and I have not been able to help anybody, not since maybe 2016, Yeah, 2016. 2016, I used to get a lot of accounts unbanned, you know, rightfully so. Like people who unknowingly committed a terms of service violation or whatever, and Supercell would look into these things. Now it seems like they're just standing by every ban, no question asked, right? And again, why revert? Why does the game allow elites to break terms of service? What is the point of having rules? And then again, amazing how this game only applies to pro player, or this can only apply to pro players with loads of followers, while everyone else who gets banned are not allowed the same treatment. Why do you be so listen, guys, I want to throw this to you guys. This is life, right? I mean, it sucks. Don't get me, I mean, I hate it just like everybody else is. I'm upset about it, but it is life in a way too. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that, you know, like the rich and the famous, the powerful, they get the best medical treatment. Is that fair? Of course not. Of course not. They get the best education. Is that fair? Of course not. Is it fair that the people with the most followers in a stupid mobile game get the best customer service? Of course not. But is it just the way things are and there's not much to be done, especially on a mobile game as compared to like the global scale? Or is this a microcosm of life and this is where we need to put our foot down and say, wait a second here, no, do not give preferential treatment to the people, the stupid YouTubers on YouTube who just don't shut up and end the video and stretch it onto 12 minutes long. You know, should those people get the special treatment? Guys, I throw the question to you guys. I'm gonna read the comments because I'm very genuinely curious to hear what you guys think. I think it's a very tricky topic, right? Because you can come in with 100% strong opinion on either side, and I still think there's a very intelligent conversation on the other side that should be respected. So that's kind of where I fall. I think that, you know, part of me feels like a little bit jaded. You know, I'm old. I'm probably older than 99% of you guys. I was like that in life. Like I was so upset with the man and everything that was wrong in this world. And now I'm a little bit more jaded. I pick and choose my areas to be upset and concerned about. Otherwise, I would be upset and concerned all the time because you can always find injustice in this world. Do I want to be upset about Clash Royale? Personally, no. But at the same time, I totally get that point. I totally get that point, you know? So my thing is, one thing I'm sure of, and that is at the end of the day, we need a set of rules that is the same for everybody. Can people always get preferential treatment? Ultimately, yes, because you could be the brother of, you know, Ilka, you know? Sure, you might get preferential treatment and there's not a lot anybody can do about it. He owns the damn company, you know? So I think that there's always gonna be a level of incredulity around people who are able to get access or special treatment. That's not gonna go away, but I do see the point where there needs to be a set of rules and they need to be concrete, and then we can move forward, right? And that's the most important thing for me here. And then everybody equally, no matter who you are, you're a star, pro player, you're an annoying YouTuber, or you're just a regular casual person who plays 2 matches a week, never even seen a YouTube video on Clash Royale or been to the Reddit or Twitter or whatever. They all need to be treated equally because the rules need to be set in stone and everything from X point forward. And there should be announcements around this too. It shouldn't be surprise bans. Oh, let's ban 150 people. That way other people will notice and then they won't do it. No, no, no. Let's create a statement out there, a fair play statement. These are the new rules from the official account, and then everybody is beholden to them starting at X date, right? That is, in my opinion, is how they ought to do that. So guys, let's go ahead and end the video now. Can't wait to read the comments on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Big shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner, and of course GFUEL as well, and Stats Royale, where you can see my atrocious game log at the end of last season. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.